Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of The Unprofessional Entrepreneur. As always, I'm your host, Felly Day, and today we are talking about something that I think a lot of you are going to like, and that is social media optional marketing. I used to talk a lot about alternative ways to market your business, and that was essentially ways to market your business that weren't Instagram because there's so many misconceptions that we all need to be on Instagram, we need to be using Instagram, and it's frankly not true. You can even go as far as not using any social media at all. So I'm going to share a couple different ways that you could be marketing your business without using social media, and uh, the things I think you need to do to make it work, because it's not just a matter of showing up on one platform. I think you do need to be using a couple if you're not using social media. But yeah, let's just dive straight into it. The first one, let's be frank, is quite obvious, and that is podcasting. Podcasting is not social media at all. It does not require social media. It just requires you to talk to your phone, talk to your computer, talk to your headphones, and share your insights, share your value. You can have a podcast and nothing else. Though I would recommend, if you are going without any type of social media, that you would be putting your podcast either into blog posts that are SEO friendly on your website, or using Pinterest to drive traffic back to your podcast, and also using email. Let's get into the other ones. Email, obviously, is the one that I recommend everyone has. It's the only platform I recommend everybody uses. But if you want to be social media optional, email is your biggest one. And not just like email newsletters, email marketing, but also getting in people's emails, like with direct emails. Whether you're sending cold pitches or you're just sending like follow-ups, nurture emails to people that you've spoken to before. I know someone who does UX design. We were in a program together, and she basically wouldn't work if it was less than like $6,000 for the project. And I remember being like, "What? We're in very different worlds." But she got her clients through in-person events, getting people's emails, and then sending emails every few months being like, "Hey, we talked about this project. Are you still interested? Is now a better time?" Or, "Hey, I know it's your birthday. I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. I sent you flowers," or something. Like, she literally was doing it the old-fashioned way, and I was like, I could never. But if you're someone who's really into like relationships, one-on-one building, that can be a great way to like message people and be like, "Let's connect. I'd love to get back on a call with you." And doing that kind of social media optional type of marketing and networking business strategy, it works really well for her. um the next is your blog. Again, if you're running a blog, I do recommend having lead magnets that lead back to your website, but you can fully have a blog and not use social media, because you can use affiliate links on your blog. You can sell through your blog. You can drive traffic back to your sales pages with your blog. You can drive people to your email list with your blog, but you can also bring people into your website through SEO. And that's a big thing with all of these, is you need to be bringing people into this traffic, because social media, the algorithm gets you in front of people. As much as people like to hate on the algorithm, it is the algorithm that gets you in front of new people who would be interested in your content, or your audience sharing your content, right? So when you're using things like a podcast and Pinterest and a blog, it's about SEO. These are search engine friendly types of content, and it's about typing or titling or using phrases that people are typing into Google, that people are asking Siri, and that way you will show up, you will be visible to people without using social media. Pinterest, of course, like I mentioned, Pinterest isn't really something that you can use without having anything else, though. That's the one thing I'll say about Pinterest. I do think it's super powerful. If you wanted to use only a blog or only a podcast, no social media, I would say a Pinterest, once you're ready, is your next step. After email, of course, because Pinterest is the one that drives your traffic. It is the one that will get you people who are interested and ready to buy onto your website, onto your podcast, where they can then click the links and become clients. Pinterest on its own, if you didn't have a podcast or blog though, I'm not so sure that it would actually do much for you. You could drive people to your email list with just Pinterest, but considering Pinterest wants you to have new content consistently, unless you were constantly making new landing pages and new lead magnets, I don't really think that you would go far with just Pinterest. YouTube isn't one I'm really going to touch on because I'm just not familiar with it. It's like maybe a 2026 idea for me if I get like this passion project that I'm going to talk a bit about in a different episode. Up and running. YouTube has potential for that, but not for my current business, not for the agency. Anyways, YouTube is a great one if you're someone who loves to create video and not be so back and forth. You can go live on YouTube, you can create long form, you can create short form now with YouTube Shorts. There's a lot of potential with YouTube, also with the creator program. I don't know what it's called anymore, but you can make decent money from YouTube without needing to be famous. So YouTube, definitely something to consider if video is something you're passionate about and like TikTok's burnt you out. I would move to YouTube. And the last one that I want to talk about, a good way to market your business if you don't want to use social media, is using collaborations. I call these PR opportunities, and that is speaking opportunities such as podcasts, speaking on stage, in-person events, media features, and summits, bundles. Those are all different types of collaborations. You can also do things like email list swaps or blog post swaps. There's so many ways that you can get in front of other people's audiences. And that's what collaborations are essentially, is you getting in front of someone else's audience and using their audience to then sell your product, to bring people into your world, to grow your list. Collaborations are the way that I have grown my email list. It's also a way that I've grown a lot of my clientele, honestly. I do sign clients from the collaborations that I do. I've signed the hosts and I've signed the guests that listen, the clients that come, not the clients, the leads that follow their podcast end up signing up for my offers. So don't write off podcast guesting or speaking at summits. If you haven't done it in the past and haven't seen results, look at what you were doing. Look at the talk that you gave or the lead magnet that you shared, and is it set up is it as optimized as possible to convert people into your world? Because these people don't have a touch point with you. And that's something with all of these platforms. If you're going social media optional, these people don't have a touch point with you. They can't just get in your DMs or react to your story or comment. I mean, Spotify for podcasters did just launch commenting on their podcast, but generally people don't get to talk to you one-on-one or directly with blogs, with email, with Pinterest, with podcasting, right? They might be able to send you an email, but you answer on your own time. It could even be your VA that answers, not you, right? So you need to make sure any funnels, any sequences that you're sending these people through, that they do have the maximum personality, personableness possible to them to bring people into your world and like introduce them to you and let them get to know you and want to know you. But that's all I'm going to share for today. That was a quick and easy, fun one. If you are someone who's interested in more social media optional or marketing your business without using social media strategies, I do offer one-on-one intensives. So slide in my DMs and ask about those. I haven't talked about mentorship in a while, but as I'm getting ready for vacation, I'm kind of like feeling it. I kind of want to like get back into that when I come back in Q4. So it's there if you're interested, but I'm gonna love you and leave you there. Why can't I remember my outro? I will see you all when I see you, and as always, don't forget to stay unprofessional.